Hey everybody, Scott here with Trilogy Talk and Team Latitude 64, and today we are bringing you the Opto Sapphire. The Sapphire is part of the easy to use line. If you like the Diamond, you like the Jade, but you want a little bit further and a little bit more overstable, that's where the Sapphire is coming in. It's the next step in the evolution of the Diamond and the Jade. So when you need just that little bit, you're ready to go past that Jade, that's where the Sapphire is coming out. As of today, the Opto Chameleon should already be released in your local retailers, but on March 5th, 2020, the Opto and the Gold Line stock stamp will be coming available to you. But let's see what this disc does. Alright guys, that was an early throw. I'm not totally warmed up yet, but first throw, you can see how ultimately straight that the Sapphire went. Nice fade at the end. It went probably about 325, 330. Just a little bit about me. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm a 934 right-hand, backhand player. Masters golfer. I don't throw exceptionally far. Even in an open field when I'm throwing my farthest discs, I am probably only throwing 360 to 375. So again, not an incredibly far thrower. I also don't usually throw it 100%. I'm usually throwing more about 80%, but that'll give you a little bit of insight so you can compare your skill level to mine, so that way you can make those adjustments. If you're a further thrower, you know this disc is going to be a little less stable than what you're seeing me do. If you're throwing the same, or not the same, quite the same, but maybe a little bit less, a little bit shorter, you know that the disc will add a little bit more overstability for you as well. But let's look at this again. All right, I'm nice and warmed up. That one I actually measured with U-disc. That one's 329 feet, as you can see. So now we're gonna do 3 flights here. We're gonna throw the first one with a Hyzer, so it means right to left. The second one, I'm gonna throw perfectly flat, which is the chew you just saw, but hopefully a little bit warmed up. So I'm gonna try to put a little bit more power on it so you can see what maybe 80 to 100% power would look like with that. And then the last one, we're gonna throw on an Annie, so from left to right. Let's see what we got. Alright guys, so you saw that. I put that at around probably 40-ish degree Hyzer. Again, going from right to left, it held that line the entire way. So now let's see what happens when I put a little bit more power on it, but throwing it flat. Alright, so as you can see, that one was pretty straight, and I threw that one pretty hard. Now, I could have probably gotten it up a little bit higher in the air, which would have translated to a little bit more distance, but ultimately, that was still around the 330 mark, which just goes to show you at this skill level, at least my skill level, if you relate to my skill level, more power does not necessarily mean more distance. And what that does is it tells me how much glide that this disc has, that I don't need to throw it at that 100% to get the same distance that I can get at 75 to 80%. So, all right, last throw. Let's see what happens when I throw it on an Anhyzer. Alright, so there's the Anhyzer. If you want distance with this disc, ultimately that is the best way, really any disc. But to get that flex, get that Anhyzer, but as you could see, even with as much turn as I gave this, it's still faded at the end. I got just shy of 360, as you can see, so approximately 30 feet more with that Anhyzer. But again, I only still threw it at probably about 80%. I did not put all that power on there. Again, a testament to the glide and the fade on this disc. Great disc, great still for that beginner who's worked their way up a little bit from the Jade or the Diamond. But even if you have never thrown those, I love this disc. I'm certain I'm going to be giving this a lot more tests on the course. Until next time, keep sharing the Trilogy love with the world. See ya!